So today I started thinking about what we've learned during our leadership and management time, and decided I would make a video talking about a team that I was a part of. The team that I wanted to talk about was the fire prevention team at Patrick Air Force Base in Florida. Um, the team was successful. I think it's easy to talk about teams that weren't successful, but I wanted to talk about the time that I was a part of this team because we were successful and it had a great impact on me. Just to give you a little idea of what we did, we were in charge of hot work permits. We were in charge of doing job site inspections, fire drills. Obviously, we were in charge of doing all the fire inspections on base. But along with that, there was also numerous other things that we had to do, and we honestly enjoyed doing them. So one of the big things that we had to do was ensure that the base did not catch on fire. Like I said, by the things I stated a second ago, we succeeded in doing that, but we had to rely on each other to make sure the work got done. We were a small team. We were a team of 3 people: myself, another tech sergeant, and a GS-11 who was 1 year from retirement. So he was there more as a cheerleader than anything. So we worked hard. And we had the ability to inspire and push one each other to do more. We created verbal praises between one another. Sometimes through a few choice words in there, but either way of doing it, we created an environment that was great to work in. And I think the biggest reason for our success was our ability to have open communication. We were able to speak freely and not worry about one another getting offended or upset with something that we said. We created a great work atmosphere and took it home because we were neighbors. So we ended up having the ability to take home our day success and enjoy it with family and each other, but it made our work relationship even stronger. Another reason for our success was, like I said, our boss was 1 year from retirement, so he was very lenient on how he managed us. He had been in the position for 20 years, been in in the DoD for 35 years. So he put a plan in place because he knew what he was doing. He was a hands-off leader that put a lot of trust in us. Because he put trust in us and he knew that we could complete the mission, it created a great deal of personal power between us and him. We wanted to achieve the mission not because it was what had to be done, but we wanted to also do it to satisfy our leader. Another thing that came along with that is that we had to become very proficient in all managerial skills. We could not just hone in on one skill. If we were, we would not be successful. We had to be able to communicate with each other. We had to be able to speak to customers. We had to make decisions on our own and go with them. Even if they ended up being the wrong decision, we had to own up to them and learn from our mistake. But most of all, we had to remember the overall mission and use our technical and analytical skills to complete that said mission. So when it comes to diversity, this is one time in my career that I can say that we did not feel any effects of diversity because our relationship was super strong and because we were able to have that open communication relationship. We did not have any major setbacks. However, there were times when we did not see eye to eye on certain projects or views, most of the time not even work related. We were able to talk our way around it and move on. Like I said, the biggest thing for us was as long as our job was getting done, our boss had no issues. So with that, our team from the get-go was impacted by project management. As soon as we came to the positions, we had to diagnose and analyze how things had been done, how they were expected to be done, and we adapted to them. However, we communicated new ideas to our leader to hopefully increase the performance of the job. So continuing with performance of the job, our job was to ensure that the program kept running smooth so the base stayed safe. In order to do so, we continued to create new projects and put new projects in line. We would initiate, plan, execute, and monitor, and then eventually complete the project. However, when some projects were in the execution stage, we would start planning new projects. At times, we ended up putting too much on ourselves, but because one, we had that great working relationship and home relationship, we were able to work through these stressful situations and used our project management skills to eventually complete the projects. We didn't get lost, and we got them all done on time and with a great deal of success. So during our time, our team's program excelled more than it ever had. We received great praise from squadron commander, base commander, fire chief, and also our boss himself, our fire prevention chief, told us that he had never worked with such great guys. Coming from someone that's been in the DoD for 30 years, that meant a lot. And then also we received an award for Fire Prevention Team of the Year 2019. So with all that being said, like I said, it's easy to talk about bad teams. It's harder to talk about good teams. I learned a lot from my time being in fire prevention, and I really am going to use what I've learned to help future teams that I am a part of to succeed. And hopefully one day I will be back in the fire department.